Parental misconceptions. The two articles included at the end of Unit 12 each address some of the misconceptions that parents hold about when and how their children should learn to read and write. As I alluded to earlier, it is very common for parents to feel a sense of panic about whether or not their children have adequate opportunities to master these skills early on in their lives. This concern is based on the belief that children who read early will be more competitive when they reach school and wanting to ensure that their children will succeed. In the Unit 12 story, I mentioned a newspaper article about parents of babies using flashcards to learn letters, sight words, and sign language, as well as learning to say words in 5 different languages. This article was in fact taken from a news item, in which one of the parents speculated that the use of flashcards with infants as young as 6 months of age would give their children a competitive edge. What they may not be aware of is that children who are taught to read by such adult-directed methods that are focused on learning skills in isolation from any meaningful context often end up holding reading in disdain. Children who later learn through the use of quality literature and with methods that are tied into meaningful life experiences quickly catch up to those who learned early and are far more likely to view reading as a pleasurable and valuable pastime. As you peruse these articles, identify the erroneous thinking that parents often have about early literacy learning. Strategies to support parents. The last 2 articles in Unit 12 will provide you both with the kind of information that you can share with parents to help them support their children's reading and writing efforts, as well as strategies that you can undertake to help them with this task. As the early childhood field strives for recognition as a critical service to families, it is important that professionals involved in this work take on the role of family support along with their primary focus on children. Parents do in fact look to their children's caregivers and teachers for advice, ideas, and assurance as they move through the challenges that accompany each phase of their children's development. Many parents will fall back on what they experienced as children, which is often teacher-directed practices that are now frowned upon. When they bring these expectations to the programs in which their children are enrolled in, it can create conflict. Practitioners need to see this conflict as an opportunity to educate parents in more appropriate methods. Read through these articles carefully to learn the kinds of messages that should be shared with the parents of the children in your care. Keep in mind that the first literacy experiences start in the first months of life, so don't make the mistake of thinking this only applies to the parents of 5-year-old children. Websites to support parents. There are many strategies available for helping parents to provide their children with experiences and environments that are rich with opportunities to explore literacy. Newsletters with anecdotes of your own practices, documentation and displays of the stages and work of the children within your program. Slide and video presentations with guest speakers. Book lending libraries with resources for both children and adults. Articles that are printed and left by the parent bulletin board for those who want them. Information posted about community resources in support of families. Now that most homes have computers and links to the internet, there is a virtual explosion of excellent resources available at no cost. You would do your parents a great service if you were to familiarize yourself with these resources and point them towards those that are most suited to their needs. Perhaps you could post a Site of the Week with a brief description of what resources are included. So start you on your way with this research, take a look through some of the resources listed in the Unit 12 overview.